Welcome to the Black Table.
I got some updates in the Jordan Neely story about the man killed in the subway that I want to run past you. If you enjoy this content, subscribe to this channel. Check it out. The killer of Jordan Neely, his name is Daniel Penny. The most disturbing thing is that there are people defending Daniel Penny, the killer, who are saying Jordan Neely got what he deserved. That's what some people are saying online. I know it sounds crazy. Check this out. I was raised to believe as long as you don't put your hands on me, we're good. You can say whatever you want to say. Just don't put your hands on me. Like, that's been the rule forever that I know of. If the guy doesn't pull out a weapon or he doesn't put his hands on you, how are you justified on attacking him from behind? Obviously, he didn't put his hands on you because you choked him from behind. I'm trying to understand what the right is thinking. Like, how can you justify this? Do you realize how many Karens were on the train stations saying belligerent, all types of garbage about people? Are you trying to say that we should be allowed to just go up and choke them to death? Is that what you're saying? Anybody, including your kids, could be on the train station, big guy like me, see him, and just choke him out because they're talking shit. Is that what you're saying? Is that really what is that the way it's supposed to operate? Or is it that someone has to actually do something to me or to you or to us before we react physically? You know, every train station or every car has a place where you can go dial the cops. And if the person who was filming was so afraid, they could have just called 911. Anybody could call 911, right? So then you wait for 911 to call. You don't choke a person while you wait for 911, or they might die. You know, I have not looked up the background of Jordan Neely because it doesn't matter. Unless you're trying to tell me that Daniel Penny knew Jordan Neely before this happened, that they had altercations before. And if that's the case, then I would call this premeditated murder. That's not what you're saying. Not saying they actually had a relationship. So what Jordan Neely did some other time, what does it got to do with that day on the subway? What's it got to do with that time at the subway? Y'all do the same thing with cops. If somebody committed a crime a week ago, you want to say, well, that justifies them being killed a week later. I mean, I'm really trying to understand. I really don't want to just say that you're a racist piece of garbage. But it's hard, man. It's really hard because I can't imagine if a black guy choked a white guy to death on a subway train for talking shit, that you would be like, well, sometimes you gotta kill white guys sometimes. Sometimes black guys just gotta kill them. See, I don't think that's the way it goes. Daniel Penny choked a man to death on the train for talking. And then he went and talked to the cops for about 10 minutes. And then he went home. And you think that's normal. I guess it is normal because he's a white guy. I know you would say, oh, Tim, no, don't make it a white guy. But how can it be anything different? You mean to tell me if a black guy choked out a black guy, you don't think I would want him to go to jail? Like, seriously, real talk. See, this is the difference between you and I. You actually think that if a black man would have killed Jordan Neely, I'd have been like, so what? That's not true. I would have been the same way. I'd have been like, hey, what are you doing? Like, no, you got to go to jail for that. You can't just kill a guy. You can't just kill somebody. And the black guy who held Jordan Neely's hands while the white guy choked him, he in trouble too. They both getting charged. That's how I see it. Because unlike you, I'm not a racist piece of garbage. Understand what I'm saying? I'm consistent. You're not consistent. If a black guy would have choked out a white guy, I'd say the same thing. See, that's why in those videos, most of the videos where people punch people, they don't die. And people go, you got what you got. But that's different. They didn't kill anyone. Someone got upset, they got out of, they lost control, they got filled with anger, and they punched the person. That's wrong, that's assault. But it's not death. They didn't murder anyone. Hey, I know you want to go on and on. This guy's a Marine. You don't know if he's a good guy. Has he ever beat his wife or his girlfriend? or anybody else. We know nothing about the killer. Why is it that we always know more about the black victim than we know about the white killer? Why is that, Johnson? Why is this is not the first case. I've been covering this shit for over a decade. I've been covering the news for over a decade. Why is it that very consistent? It's very consistent. We always know more about the black victim than we know about the white perpetrator or the white killer. Always. And you don't see a problem with that. You think that's fine. You think that's, well, it's just how it is in America. Make America great again. See, I think it's a problem. It doesn't matter if Jordan Neely was a good guy all the time, if he always, if he had spoke loudly, or if he was used the N-word sometimes, or wore pants hanging off his ass, or if he threw a cup on the ground, or littered, whatever Don Lemon likes to say, whatever you cornballs like to say justifies black people being killed, it doesn't matter what he did. Unless he did it that day and put his hands on somebody on that train, there was no justification for what Daniel Penny did. You know what? It's crazy. It's crazy how hypocritical you are. My name is Tim Black, and this has been
The Black Table.